Good afternoon, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Jackson Ezel, and we have a packed show in for you today. We're going to talk about Kermit the Frog. We're going to talk about some of this rain that we have going on right now. So let's dive right in to the overview. Take a look outside. Doak Campus Stadium, really cloudy out there, 73 degrees. We're going to be seeing when that rain is going to come in on through when we take a look at the local here in a second. Current temperatures, not too bad, 73, 70, 60 throughout the region. You can see that 61 up there in Florida is going to get pretty cold as that cold front starts to move on through tonight into tomorrow morning. And then taking a look at Perry, 65, current dew points, pretty dry, but that will change. As you can see, here's the current radar. We got some rain over to the west of Tallahassee. So we're going to make its way on through. Then take a look at the headlines tonight. Rainy day in Tallahassee, how long will it last? And then we're going to go over all the way to Washington State and travel to Olympic National Park. And is it a man? Is it a Muppet? Or is it a fossil? A new fossil just got named after Kermit. All this and more on FSU Weather.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Nikki Kanakis.
And I'm student meteorologist Tyler Thaden. As Jackson started to tell you guys, we're going to have a great show planned for you guys today. Right now, it is looking a little rainy in Tallahassee, but hopefully that's going to clear up pretty soon.
Hopefully. I think there is a pretty big chance for rain tomorrow, which I'm not excited for as I have class outside in the morning. So hopefully it either gets canceled or, you know, we can have fun in the rain.
Yeah, that would not be fun. It's not going to make getting 2 classes inside any much more fun either. So not going to be a great day to be outside in Tallahassee, but we're going to talk about a lot of other things this show as well. But first, let's take things over to Jackson with the local.
Yes, I also have a class tomorrow morning, so hopefully this rain can, start to make its way on through and get out of here before tomorrow morning, because I really want to go fly some drones tomorrow morning. So take a look at the current radar. You can see that line of storms. You see some pretty heavy thunderstorms off to the north of us here in Tallahassee, but also that line is really starting to dissipate as it makes its way towards us and our region. And taking a look at the current temperatures right now, as we were saying before in the overview, pretty mild temperatures right now in Tallahassee as we go towards the east, and Quincy 68, 61 in Marianna. And then as we go to our east, you got Valdosta 77, 79 in Live Oak. So definitely a little bit warmer. You can see where that cold front is really trying to push on through, and it's going to be working its way into tonight and into tomorrow. Take a look at the temperature almanac. Actually perfectly exactly average for this time of year, high 76. Thankfully, we're nowhere near that 90 degrees yet for this time of year, but we are approaching summer quickly. And for our lows, definitely around a little bit above average for our low temperatures, sitting at 61, typically at 50. So not terrible, but we should start seeing those low temperatures start to dip off into the next coming days. Taking a look at the current dew points, it's not terribly moist out there right now. It's pretty dry, but if you look more to the west, you can see 67 dew point, 68. So we definitely can see we have some rain moving on through into our areas, and it's going to be even more moist in our county. And then taking a look at the future radar, you see that huge line of storms work its way on through. Some strong thunderstorms could be embedded in there. Possibility some stronger winds. Not looking at that much for severe weather, but you can never rule anything out, especially with some strong thunderstorms popping up. So just make sure to be weather aware tonight, especially overnight. A lot of stuff happens and we don't really know about it because we're all asleep. So just make sure you have your phone. Don't turn on Do Not Disturb just in case there's a strong thunderstorm. That makes its way on through. Take a look at tonight. Low only going to go down to 66 degrees, so it's pretty much going to stay right around the same where it is right now. Winds right now currently 8, and the thunderstorms are on their way within the next hour or two, it seems like. They should be rolling in here. Tonight's forecast, rain all over the board. It's just going to be a rainy day tonight. So if you got any plans tonight, make sure they're inside and you're not out driving in the rain, because the roads can get slick, and it's not safe to do that, especially at nighttime. Now look at tomorrow. Rain most of the day as well, thunderstorms. Hopefully we'll move out pretty quick. Tomorrow's forecast, we do see rain once again. Maybe not really thunderstorms in Bainbridge, high 77 over there. And then taking a look at the week ahead, some pretty nice temperatures for Wednesday, Thursday, 74, and then dipping down to 44 degrees on Thursday night into Friday morning. Definitely going to be a little bit chilly. And as we move into Tuesday and Monday of next week, 85 and 86, definitely getting a little bit toasty. So now we're going to take a broader view of Florida with Nikki.
Thank you so much, Jackson. Very fun times here in Florida. Not so fun if you don't like the rain, but, you know, it's Florida, so. All right, in Tampa, it's looking pretty nice. Miami, also pretty sunny there as well. But as we get to Panama City, along the Panhandle, it's looking a little gloomy, a little rainy, just like it is here in Tallahassee right now. And we're seeing a few clouds in Orlando as well, but it's not looking like there's any precipitation there currently. And our temperatures on the Panhandle, 67 degrees in Pensacola, a little bit chillier, but definitely as we go farther south, we're getting into those toasty temperatures. 82 in Orlando, 81 in Key West. So definitely, you know, we're getting into spring, and it's almost summer basically, even though the first week of spring was, I think, last week technically. But of course, we are in Florida. This week in Miami, it's going to be toasty. And on Friday, there's going to be maybe some rain. And as we move further up into Tampa, basically the same story. It's raining there on Wednesday and Thursday, and maybe the sun will start shining again on Friday, which is great for people that want to have fun this weekend. If you're going to Disney World or somewhere else in Orlando, Thursday is not going to be your best day, but it'll help cool down, hopefully, that rain, because 86 on Wednesday is definitely a toasty temp. Jacksonville, you know, we're seeing a lot of rain in the next couple of days, 80% chance of rain on Wednesday. But as I said, and Thursday as well, and hopefully the sun will be peeking out again on Friday. Going down to Pensacola, somehow we're missing the rain here. Sunny on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Absolutely gorgeous temperatures. Maybe it's time to start going to the beach again, going down to Panama City or Pensacola or anywhere like that. Our current radar, as we've been saying, it is raining right now in Tallahassee and other parts of the Panhandle, so definitely watch out for that when you're driving home from work, or if you had plans to go out to somewhere that might have been outside, maybe go watch the sunset at the beach or something. Probably not the best night to do that. But if you're doing that in South Florida, I say go for it. It's looking quite clear across the board, maybe a couple of scattered showers, but not even really anywhere that you're probably going to be. Central Florida is also looking quite clear at the moment, but as we've been seeing, it will be raining there maybe in the next day or so. So definitely just be weather aware and know what's going on. Closer look here at Tallahassee and the surrounding areas. Definitely going to be seeing some rain. And as we look into the next couple days, you can see how that rain is just moving its way across Florida until around Friday. And then hopefully it will be clearing up for the weekend. But tonight, pretty mild temperatures actually. Obviously, we're going to be seeing some rain across quite a bit of the state. And tomorrow, you know, the same in some places. Pretty toasty day, and we might be seeing some rain. But Tyler, how is the rest of the Southeast looking?
Yeah, thank you for that, Nikki. We're going to zoom things out a bit now and take a look at the Southeast as a whole. Right now, just taking a look at some of our cameras around some of our spotlight cities. We can see that, you know, the coolest temperatures are right here in Charlotte at 61 degrees. Tampa, pretty hot in comparison to our other cities at 81 degrees right now. But everybody having a fairly decent day at the moment. Charlotte looking a bit overcast, but not anything too crazy. But the main story about the Southeast right now is this front associated with this low pressure system moving across a majority of the states on the southeast coast at the moment, giving us some rain here in Tallahassee, but also in states like Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia as well. So if you're in any of those areas, you're definitely going to want to stay weather aware right now. But as far as temperatures go in the southeast, we can see that Florida is definitely the hottest of the area at the moment. South Florida in around that 80-degree mark. Gets a little cooler as you head up to the Panhandle with us here in Tallahassee around the mid-70s. But as you move further north, it's going to drop more towards the 60s, more pleasant temperatures for this springtime season. So, but overall, everybody having pretty nice day besides that rain that is causing some problems. But temperature-wise, it's okay. But wind has been a big thing here. The number has dropped a bit for Tallahassee since earlier today. Right now we're sitting at 9 miles an hour, but I know throughout the majority of the day there were some pretty strong gusts that made things pretty windy here. Miami's still at 17 miles an hour at the moment. But besides that, things looking not too windy, maybe a bit in Memphis here at 12 miles an hour. But as we look at the future cast, we can see that rain we've been talking about is going to move out, and it's going to continue to kind of stick around throughout Thursday until it moves finally out of the area, hopefully by Friday, and things should start to look a lot nicer for maybe some weekend plans that you've got coming up. And with our muggy cast, we can see that these dew points are going to start to drop heading into tomorrow. and Thursday as well, more so dropping for Florida towards that Thursday, but keeping things nice and dry, not too muggy. And as we take a look at some of our spotlight cities throughout the week here, we can see Wednesday, Charlotte's going to have a lot of rain, 90% chance, and possibly stick around a bit on Thursday with a 30% chance as well. But as we head into the weekend, things should start to be a bit nicer for them. And as we look at Nashville, we can see they're actually looking like they'll avoid that rain on really throughout the entire week, actually. Maybe just a bit of a chance of 10% on Wednesday, but throughout Thursday and heading into the weekend, things looking pretty nice. Tampa, on the other hand, not escaping that rain. You can see Wednesday they've got a 40% chance of some thunderstorms, actually, and a 60% chance of some showers on Thursday. But again, Friday and Saturday, heading into the weekend, things should start looking pretty nice. So that is nice in case you have any plans. And New Orleans looking fairly nice as well. You know, just some sunny conditions and maybe some slight chances of some showers. But now let's head into our special Tuesday segment with Nikki. What national park are we heading to today?
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. This is the first time I get to do my own segment that I created on the show, America's National Parks. And this week we're going to a very special one, Olympic National Park in Washington. It is absolutely gorgeous park, definitely #1 on my bucket list right now. It is super cool because it actually contains 6 different types of environments, including coastal forest, lowland forest, temperate rainforest, mountain forest, subalpine forest, and alpine forest. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the coast and the beach and whatnot, and you also get the forest and the rainforest, which is super cool. Also, 95% of the park is a designated wilderness area, which is also a super cool fun fact. And they have 56 mammal species. And as I said, we have the coast and the forest, which is super cool. So there are actually 24 marine mammals included in that count of 56. Today's temperatures is actually, honestly, a gorgeous day to go out there. 51 degrees was the high, 43 was the low, right around our average temperatures. And not super close to our records, but, you know, an absolutely great day. Currently, it's 46 there. You know, you're in the mountains, a lot of elevation. We're going to be seeing some rain there tonight, perhaps. And there's a slight wind, so no need to worry yet. But maybe, of course, if you want to be cautious, you can bust out your windbreaker. Our current temperatures around the area, though, you can see this big blue blob here. That's what we're looking at. That's our national park. That's all the elevation, the mountains and whatnot. So it's a little bit colder there, but in the surrounding towns, Forks, if you're a fan of the Twilight series, you might have heard of this one a little bit. 50 degrees there, 54 in Elton, 54 in Seattle as well, so pretty temperate, and 56 in Olympia as well, the capital of the state. And it's a bit dry there right now, definitely in comparison to Florida, it's probably dry there, but also it rains a lot in Seattle and whatnot in Washington. That's what we all know about Washington State. That's what I know about it. Haven't been there personally. Currently, as you can see, especially because of that elevation with the mountains, it is more prone to snowing in that area, but all around Washington, there are some scattered storms and rain basically everywhere. So, of course, I think if you're living there, you're pretty aware of what's going on. But, oh my goodness, in the future, it's going to be raining and snowing a lot. So definitely make sure you're keeping up with the weather, staying weather aware, and bringing your rain jacket and being safe, of course. And for the next couple of days, it's going to be raining, but pretty moderate temperatures. Now, we're going to be going off to our next segment, and I'm going to start it off by doing my Kermit impression because everyone's so excited about it. It's Kermit the Frog here.
Well, hey, Kermit. Well, I think there's quite a bit of amphibians at Olympic National Park as well.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where this amphibian that scientists just found over in Texas, the Smithsonian identified a fossilized skull from almost 270 million year old amphibian.
That is crazy. Those paleontologists must have been digging for quite a bit to find that, but they named it something silly. You know, a lot of scientific names, you're like, oh, I can't even pronounce this, I don't know what this means, but they decided to name it after everybody's favorite frog. They named it Kermitops gratis.
Yeah, and the reason they did this was really to try to find a way to bridge the gap between historians, researchers, and scientists to the general public, to kind of make the general public be more aware of this amazing discovery that they just found. Because, I mean, without calling it something like Kermit the Frog, it probably would have become very obscure, and no one who's not in science, like us, would have no idea what that means at all.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see, you know, people don't really think about paleontology a lot unless you're into things like that, but this is a way to get people that maybe aren't familiar with the field or specific sciences in general to kind of see science is cool, and we're naming frogs after frogs.
And if you kind of squint your eyes and turn your head a little bit and, look at it from, I don't know, pretty far away, you can kind of resemble Kermit in that little fossil right there. I don't know, maybe I'm guessing, lying to myself. How about you?
No. I know, I can definitely see it. They definitely have the same head shape.
Yeah, and in an article that we read on this by The People magazine, they actually said that its snout was a little bit bigger and its eyes were a little bit smaller, so mostly it was like a stout salamander.
Oh, well, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's change everything completely and go over to Tyler with the National.
Yeah, thank you for that segment, guys. That was super interesting. As I make my way over to the wall here, though, we're going to switch things over and talk about the National with the country as a whole. As we see, we're looking at some live feeds here, and Boston and Detroit are looking very overcast at the moment. And as we see, Boston and Boulder, very cold right now for the springtime in those upper 30s at the moment. And Washington and Detroit looking a little nicer with those lower and upper 50s at the moment. And as we look at the current temperatures around the entire country here, we can see that our hottest points are here in the southeast, particularly Florida, but still not too bad at the moment. We're sitting around those mid to low 60s here. And our cold spot, as usual, is Bismarck here right now, sitting at 20 degrees. And Minneapolis not that far off with 23 and some snow. So they are still feeling some wintertime temperatures up there at the moment. I'm sure they're kind of begging for some warmer springtime feeling temperatures. But overall, everybody else pretty moderate at the moment. And as we look at dew points, most of the country is actually pretty dry right now, at least relatively, especially the central U.S. sitting around that mid-20s mark, and Bismarck really low at 4 degrees at the moment. Really the only place that's super muggy, or really not even that muggy, but in comparison, Florida sitting at 67 degrees in Tallahassee and 68 there in Miami, but we'll see those start to dry out a bit as we head later into the week. And as we look at our radar throughout the entire country, we can still see that big frontal system we've been discussing, taking pretty much the entire East Coast and giving them a lot of rain at the moment, but that's going to start to push off. But some rain might still linger on later in the week. We've also got a lot of scattered sort of showers and snow over on that West Coast area, and a pretty good amount of snow there in and around Minneapolis. And as far as rainfall, as I mentioned, that system is moving across the East Coast, and that's going to bring a lot of rain to these coastal areas, particularly near Boston and in the Carolinas and Virginia as well. But as far as temperature outlooks go, everybody is pretty much below or at their average for this time of year, besides Florida and parts of Georgia and the Carolinas, as well as some parts of Washington State and Oregon as well. And moving into tonight, we'll see those temperatures start to drop, getting down to -1 in Bismarck tonight. So very cold out there. Every time I do this forecast, it is always cold in Bismarck this time of year. But as we look into tomorrow, things will warm up a bit across the country, particularly in Florida, getting into those 70s. And the cold spot will remain here up in that northern central region of the U.S. But now let's sort of zoom things back into the Southwest and talk about the weather they're dealing with out there at the moment. Jackson, what's going on?
Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, like you were saying, we had a lot of rain incoming to the East Coast, but not enough rain coming into the Southwest. Unfortunately, they are in a moderate to pretty enhanced risk of a drought. As you see right here, some darker reds, an extreme drought in most of El Paso and parts of Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. And as you see this little circle right here, this is an exceptional drought. So hopefully they'll get some rain coming into the area. You know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. So hopefully within the next month or so, they'll be able to get some rain and help deal with this drought. Taking a look at the current temperatures though, 52 in El Paso, as you work your way up into the Rocky Mountains, it does get a little bit colder into the 30s and close to below freezing. Taking a look at the current dew points, you can see how dry it is out there. 23 for the dew point in El Paso. Roswell 24, Santa Fe 21. So just make sure if you're, got any fires, make sure to check your phone for any red flag warnings, not to be burning anything, because with that exceptional drought, it's going to be really easy for fires to start to happen. As we saw up in the Panhandle in Texas not too long ago, there was a fire. So just be fire aware, especially with in a drought because it can really cause some devastation to the area. Taking a look, just scattered showers. Hopefully, we would like to see more rain to help out that drought. Maybe we'll see some more into the coming months, but into the future, we're not seeing much that's really going to help us. It's really getting caught up on those mountains. Those mountains are really stopping any rain to coming into the plains right here of Texas and in Albuquerque, New Mexico as well. So that's one of the main issues. And then take a look at the forecast. You could see half an inch of rain, not even close to an inch of rain. But as you go all the way over to California, you get a lot more. So hopefully they can share a little bit with us down here in the Southwest. And then here's some tips I'm going to leave with y'all to make sure you're vigilant during this drought. Make sure to conserve water, and as I was saying, practice fire prevention and follow directions from local officials. So now we have a ton of rain coming in, Tyler. What's there to do in Tallahassee?
Yeah, unfortunately, that rain is going to make any lifestyle activities you've got going on a bit difficult, at least at the moment, especially here in Tallahassee. As you can see, looking at all of our cameras here, things are looking pretty overcast and rainy at the moment, especially at the Sportsplex. I hope you guys don't have any intramurals planned later tonight because the weather might not be permitting for those. But good news is, if you are happening to head out of Tallahassee International today, these storms are not causing any delays, at least not at the moment. So you shouldn't have any issues traveling if you need to. And also looking at it, some airports across the rest of the country, we can see still no delays anywhere. There is a bit of rain in Atlanta associated with that storm system that's bringing our rain here too, but still not causing any delays, so that is good for travel. But a bit of bad news that you've probably already realized throughout the last couple of days really is that pollen is pretty high right now, particularly for grass and trees as well. I know when I was walking around campus today, I was seeing a lot of piles of pollen just all over the place on the sidewalks and beneath the trees. So if you're somebody who has some issues with allergies, you're definitely going to want to keep that medicine handy because we are certainly in spring with that heavy pollen. But shifting things over a bit, if you've got a dog and you're planning on walking him tomorrow morning, you're going to want to be a bit cautious because it's looking like there's going to be thunderstorm conditions persisting throughout really the entire morning hours. So if you have the ability to push that maybe towards the afternoon, might be a good idea because it's going to be pretty rainy. But as far as sports go around Tallahassee, we've got our women's softball taking on NC State tomorrow, or on Thursday rather, here at FSU, and things are looking pretty great for that game, sunny and 73 degrees, so good time to get out there and enjoy some softball. Conditions aren't looking as great for our men's tennis, however, who are taking on Georgia Tech out there in Atlanta. Looking like there'll be some afternoon showers, and it could impact the game, but hopefully they can get out there and make it happen. We've also got our men's baseball taking on Louisville on Friday. Conditions are looking great for that, and I know they have been flying lately, so definitely a good chance to get out there and watch them hopefully add another win to their record. And as we look at our beach cam, with all that rain we've been discussing here in Tallahassee, right now is definitely not a great time to go to the beach. You see things are looking really overcast at the moment. And heading into the morning, if you're planning on going to the beach tomorrow, you're not going to want to be there early at 7 a.m. looking like some rain, but it could possibly clear up heading into the morning hours. But I do know that there is going to be some pretty strong rain chances tomorrow as well, so you're going to want to keep that in mind. And our Sportsplex is having some thunderstorms at the moment, as I mentioned, so going to have to be careful with those sports. But as we see with the weekday, rain tomorrow, but things clearing up as we head into the weekend. But now let's pass things over to Nikki with the local one more time.
Thank you, Tyler. I heard you talking about the pollen, and I just want to make a comment about it. I have been suffering recently, and I am ready for it to be over. But right now, maybe some of this rain will help us. It's 73 degrees cloudy. Over Doak Campbell Stadium, it's looking a wee bit wet. So that's what we're looking at right now. Currently, as we've been saying throughout the whole entire show, we got that rain coming towards our area. So definitely make sure you're washing out, wearing your rain jacket on your walk home from class or work. And it's going to be honestly really nice outside. 77 in Perry, 73 here. And as we go a little bit farther up into Mariana, 61 degrees. Absolutely gorgeous conditions. Too bad it is a wet day outside. And our dew points, of course, that rain is making it a wee bit more moist. 67 in Tallahassee, 64 in Thomasville and Valdosta, and basically 60s all around. Everybody gets a 60-something degrees. For the next couple of days, we're going to be seeing that rain come by our area, and hopefully it'll be gone by the weekend so we can all go out and have a good time, play outside. Tonight, 66 degrees, thunderstorms. Definitely make sure you're keeping your phone on in case you get any kind of alert about any kind of severe weather, because you definitely don't want to be outside or in a vulnerable place if something bad happens. Tonight, you know, as we've been saying, rain, rain, go away, but not yet. 69 degrees in St. Mark's, and as we go a little bit farther up towards Georgia, 66 degrees in Thomasville. So just a mild night temperature-wise, but of course, it's going to be raining, so we can't do anything great with that unless you want to have a little party in the rain, but of course do that safely. Do not say that I told you to go outside if something bad happens. 73 degrees tomorrow, still going to be raining, so if you have class outside, make sure you check to see if you're still going, or if you had plans, you might have to reschedule. So definitely be checking your emails tonight. You know, that's how we all coordinate our plans these days. And tomorrow, another rainy day all around the area. It's going to be in the 70s for basically everywhere. 77 in Bainbridge, we're seeing a bit of an outlier, but it should be quite mild temperatures and rain. So, you know, as we get into the week ahead, Wednesday, we're getting that rain. We might be seeing more of a sunny Thursday, Friday. Definitely go out to watch the baseball game or the softball game. And the weekend, we should also be seeing great temperatures, 84 degrees. Maybe go to the park or something. Go to Wakulla Springs, go for a swim with your friends. That could be super fun. And as we get into next week, we can have a better try at trying to not have any rain. And let's see what Tyler and Jackson have to talk about at the closing desk.
Well, fingers crossed there's no rain this weekend. Really hoping to make it out to the pool, you know. Maybe go to the Wakulla Springs. That'd be really nice as well. You got any plans this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am going to try to make it outside. You know, I'll probably hit the pool at my apartment like you mentioned, or, I mean, something else outside, really. It's looking like great conditions, and I'm going to be wanting to enjoy that after all the rain we're going to be dealing with this week. Yeah,
going to have to make it up somehow, that's for sure. And it's a great time. I'm really excited to see some of the summer temperatures starting to roll in, especially it's a little more mild, and they're not hitting the 90s at the hundreds yet, so it's really exciting to see that we're getting towards that time of year and getting out of spring and getting rid of all this pollen.
Yeah, definitely wanting to get rid of that, but make sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSUweather.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/FSUweather.
And watch us live on YouTube like you are right now at youtube.com/FSUweather.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. Send us some cool pictures, you know. If you want your dog posted on the FSU Weather Show, make sure to send that to us, or some cool weather pictures.
Yeah, that's right. And make sure to follow us on TikTok as well at FSU Weather. But now we're going to show you that 7-day forecast one more time. Have a great evening.
Have a great night.